Hey, welcome back to the Survive channel. So today we're doing a comparison video between the Olight Arkfeld Pro, here in my right hand, and the Jetbeam E26. So these flashlights are very similar. They have a white light, a UV light, and a green laser, and they have a very similar body design here. You see the Jetbeam is just a bit longer. It's also maybe just a bit thicker as well. So also this has 2000 lumens for the turbo, and this has 1300 lumens for the turbo. But again, the specs on paper don't always look the same in reality. So let's go, we'll start off, we'll go outside and I'll show you how these look side by side. Now the Jetbeam also is supposed to have a slightly more powerful UV light, and the green lasers are supposed to be identical. But let's go outside and let's see how they look. All right, so on the right hand I have the Olight, the left hand the Jetbeam. So this is both on the low settings. So you can definitely see the Jetbeam is a much warmer light compared to the Olight. I'm going to jump up to the medium. And here you already see that the Jetbeam is doing a lot better, outperforming, shining farther, all right, than the high on both of these. Same thing, the Jetbeam is definitely outperforming, much brighter, throwing much farther. All right, and then the turbo for the Olight and the turbo for the Jetbeam. And again, the Jetbeam is definitely outperforming on the Olight there. All right, we'll jump over to the lasers. So this is the Olight laser. And then this is the Jetbeam laser. I'm gonna put them on both on the same side right here, but still on the right, going up and down now, that is the Olight. And then on the left, going up and down, that's the Jetbeam. You can definitely see that the Olight is definitely brighter compared to the Jetbeam there. But otherwise, I mean, both fairly similar performance there on the laser. All right, so here's the UV on the Olight. I'll leave that down below, and then up top, this is the UV light on the Jetbeam. And so I would say basically identical. I don't know if I would give either one of them an advantage here with the UV light, at least not on this short distance. You can see that basically they are performing about the same. All right, as expected, the Jetbeam definitely outperformed with the 2000 lumens there on the turbo. But the Olight definitely did a lot better, the laser. So let's look at that inside. I think, yes, you can see the Olight is even brighter in here, slightly brighter laser there. And the UV lights were identical to me. I don't know, I did not see any difference between the two, and I doubt we'll see anything here on the table. But anyways, so that's kind of how they look side by side as far as for the performance. Let's go ahead and get more into the specs and some of the design of the body here. I already mentioned this being a little bit longer than the Olight, but another interesting thing here is that it has a tactical button here in the back. So at any time, let's say this is set on UV right now, right? It's turned on. If you press that turbo button there in the back, the tactical button, you can see it takes you right into the turbo. And so no matter if it's on, if it's off, or what setting it's on, that takes you right into your turbo. And that's a very nice feature to have. I like that it has the two buttons. If you double click it halfway, it takes you into the strobe, which is very easy to do as well. Another really nice feature that it has on the Jetbeam is a dedicated lockout. So you can see right there, the little lock. And so that makes it super simple to turn this off permanently, or shall I say, lock it out. Whereas on the Olight, you have to do like a click and a hold. All right, let's see, yep, click and hold it down, and then you can see it is locked out. Go ahead and turn that back on. But I think even though that's not difficult to do on the Olight, I like having that dedicated button. That way you can just simply scroll it over there and you know that it's locked out. So really simple. All right, another thing that I like about the Jetbeam is it has the Type-C charging port. The Olight has a dedicated charging magnetic cable here. Now, I know a lot of people like this. It can be really convenient if you have a lot of Olights because they have like a dock where you can set like, you can charge like 4 lights at the same time. So that can be kind of convenient, but for me personally, I have so many Type-C cables. I think it's just convenient to have everything on the exact same charging cable. But anyways, that's, I guess, maybe just my preference. So the interesting thing here is the pocket clip is reversible. You do have to unscrew these Torx screws right here and change it there. So depending on how you want to carry it, I like that it does have that option where you can swivel that pocket clip around. The Olight has a 2-sided pocket clip. So no matter which way you want to carry it, you can easily, without having to do any modifications, you can change that around without any problems. The Jetbeam also has some ceramic beads here on the tip. So like I say, if you're in a car accident, you need to break the window, get out. Those ceramic beads will help you break that glass. Now, it's nothing aggressive. Like, you couldn't use that like for self-defense. It is just meant as a glass breaker. Of course, the Olight does not have anything like that on the Arkfeld. So the charging indicator here on the Jetbeam is just a green, yellow, or red light, and it is locked out, so you won't see that. All right, there you go. So you see the green light. That means it's between 75 and 100%. Of course, you have the yellow light, the red light. Whereas the Olight, they have the 4-bar system. And so when you turn it on there, of course, depending on the power, you're gonna see each bar slowly go down. All right, other than that, basically, the body of the flashlights are very similar. They're both aluminum. They both have some grippiness to them. Basically kind of like what you would expect between the two of them. So this has a 1700 milliamp hour built-in battery, whereas the Olight has a 1500 milliamp hour battery. And so again, just slightly larger battery on the Jetbeam. Does that mean you're gonna have more runtime? Probably no, because the flashlight is brighter. It's gonna go through that battery faster than the Olight will with its smaller battery. So the Jetbeam has an IPX8 waterproof rating, which is kind of surprising because it has this opened port right here. And so that's kind of strange. I would expect it to have a very low waterproofing, but it has an IPX8 waterproof rating. The Olight has an IPX7, which is strange because it does not have any open charging ports. I'm not exactly sure why this has such a low waterproof rating compared to the Jetbeam. All right, so other than that, I think that is about it between the two flashlights. Just a real quick comparison here. Of course, there are some small details you can get into, but that's the basics right there. So next is the question is the actual price. The Jetbeam is $87, so $13 cheaper than the Arkfeld. This is $100. So neither one of these are what I would consider cheap. Like if the Jetbeam was like, let's say $40, $50, I would say a definite winner by outperforming the Olight and keeping it like half the price. But at just $13 cheaper, I mean, they're still pretty comparable price-wise. So the pros, of course, for the Jetbeam, which I think is probably the winner in this video, is definitely the larger output, the brighter output, shall I say, with 2000 lumens. Definitely with the tactical button in the back, the Type-C charging. Those three things, I think, gives the win to the Jetbeam. So the Olight, its pros are that it's a larger company. They've been around maybe longer. They've got more gear. And so like there's a lot of loyal fans of Olight. You can like, if you like organizing or making your EDC gear look similar, you can do that. You can get the pocket knives, the ink pens, all that stuff, because they're a larger company. So that's one of the advantages that Olight has, is they're just more established. You know, it's almost like going like iPhone versus like a Huawei. Now, these are both Chinese flashlights. It's just a comparison to a larger company and a smaller company. But still, I would definitely give the win to the Jetbeam for outperforming and keeping the price down just a bit over the Olight. So this does come in green. They have black or orange. The Olight has, I think, the same thing. They have green, black, orange. Then they have all of their special editions, like a winter edition and support the puppies and race day, all that kind of stuff. You have to go on the website to see that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Which do you think is the winner between the two? Does the Jetbeam outperform the Olight? Is this something you can see yourself carrying? Which one do you like better? Do you like the Type-C charging, or do you like having that magnetic charging cable right there that makes it maybe easy to connect and use? Either way, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll have links to both of these down in the description of the video. So if you're interested, be sure to check those out, and I'll see you in the next video.